All right, good evening. My name is Sydney, and tonight I'll be guiding you through a 30-minute playing with polarities yoga class. So we will be doing some opposites. We'll be doing some back bending and then some forward folds. We'll be doing expansion and contraction. This class is a great choice if you are short on time and you're looking for a study or work break, because we're going to go through a whole range of motions in order to work every part of the body, finding strength and stretching and mobility. So with that being said, we will get started. The props you may want to have on hand for this class are 1 or 2 yoga blocks and a strap like this. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can take a hand towel, unroll it, lay it flat, take the long edge and roll along that edge until you get a really tight little noodle of a towel. And you can use that to mimic the function of a strap. You would just hold both ends in one hand and loop the towel around your foot or whatever we'll be using it for tonight. As always, listen to your body. If you have any injuries or any modifications that need to be made, prioritize that over how the pose looks. Listen to your body. Your body knows best. So with that being said, we will begin with a short seated meditation to ground in. So come to sit on the long edge of your mat or the short edge. And take whatever seat feels comfortable. You can sit cross-legged, you can kneel, or if your back is bothering you, you're welcome to take this meditation with your back against a wall or lying down. We'll bring the hands to rest on the knees or the thighs and allow the eyes to close. And you choose whether to have the palms face up or the palms grounded down on the thighs. Just listen to your body, don't overthink this. And then when you're ready, take a big deep breath in. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest, and then the collarbones. And exhale, reverse motion, empty the collarbones, empty the chest, empty the belly. And again, deep inhale, filling belly, ribs, chest. And exhale, reversing chest, ribs, belly. Again, a few more times on your own. Inhale, fill belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. If you notice as you ground in any tension in the shoulders, shrug them up and then release them consciously. Maybe make some circles with the shoulders. Just find some motion to release any shoulder tension you may be experiencing. And continue that deep 3-part breathing. And one more time on your own. And when you've finished your exhale, blink the eyes open. We'll come back to the space around us. If your palms are face down, turn them now to face up and bring the hands out to the sides of the body. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, twist to the left. You may be going the other way depending on how this camera is. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left hand comes behind. Roll the shoulders back and down so we're not hunching up and rounding, but lengthening and twisting from the navel. Don't crank into this with the hands, but really power the twist from the navel. Gaze can be wherever is comfortable. And then on your next inhale, come back to center, reach up. Exhale over to the right. Again, you may be going the other way. Resist the urge to power into this with the hand, no cranking. Perhaps bring the back of the hand to the right knee, so you're not using any force. And sit up tall, think about lengthening through the spine. Now on your next inhale, come back to center, reach the arms up overhead. Big circle, exhale, lean over to the left with your right arm. Left elbow comes down on the mat. If that's too deep, bring the left hand to the mat or left hand to the hip crease, whatever is comfortable. And wherever you are, think about spinning the chest up to the ceiling. So we're prioritizing a chest opening over where the hand or elbow is in space. And reach over to the left side with your right hand. You should be feeling a opening on the right side body. Inhale, circle back up. Both arms reach overhead. Exhale, reverse motion over to the right. Left arm reaches to the right. Right hand comes to the mat, to the thigh. Perhaps the elbow comes down, whatever is comfortable. Chest opening again over where that elbow or hand is. And draw the shoulders down and away from the ears, so we're not hiking the shoulders up. Make sure that left hip is still grounding down. Inhale here. And exhale. And on your next inhale, reach the arms up. Perhaps you look up and exhale, make a big circle with the hands, float the arms down. All right. Now we'll transition onto hands and knees, however is comfortable. All right. Once you're on your hands and knees, come to tabletop position. So we're going to engage the core, draw the belly in. Plant the wrists under the shoulders, knees under hips. Knees are about hip width apart and hands are shoulder width apart. And claw into the fingers, spread the fingertips wide. Really active, really engaged here. And now inhale, arch the back, drop the belly, shine the heart forward, chest forward. Cow pose. And exhale, starting at the tailbone, round up, reverse motion, coming into cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, make an arch with the spine, send your heart forward, look forward. And exhale, round through the back body, make an arch like a rainbow with your back. Now keep doing this motion on your own, in time with your breath. Now either keep doing your traditional cat-cow or move into a motion that feels good to your body. So maybe you move in some circles, maybe you take child's pose, whatever feels comfortable. And keep that breath going. Perhaps you practice a slight ujjayi breath, a soft constriction in the back of the throat on the exhale. And a little bit more playtime here. Now when you're ready, I'll meet you back in tabletop position. Remember, walk the knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Now press into your left palm, and on your inhale, reach your right arm up overhead. Exhale, thread the needle, bring the right arm under the left, send the right arm out, bring the right shoulder down onto the mat, coming into a thread the needle position. Perhaps you walk the left arm forward. You can also keep that elbow in, whatever's comfortable. think about stacking your hips over your knees. So we're not sending the hips too far back or too far forward in space, but we're keeping a nice 90-degree angle here, stacking the hips and the knees. You can bring your head to rest on your mat. That's comfortable. Deep breath here. And press into the tops of the feet. And then next inhale, reach back up to the sky. And exhale, bring the right hand back down. Same thing on the other side. Press into the right palm. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Look up, and then exhale, thread the needle. Bring the left arm behind and under the right elbow. Bring the left, I'll turn here so you can see me. And bring the left shoulder down the mat. And then the right hand can stay in or extend forward. One more breath here. And your next inhale, draw the right hand back in. Inhale, reach up with the left arm again. And exhale, bring the left hand back down. Come back to tabletop position. Engage the core, stacking wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Now inhale, send the right foot back, spin the toes down, and drop the right hip so it's in line with the left. The right hip is going to have a tendency to lift up. We want to drop it down space. Engage the core, draw the belly in. Inhale here, and hold. Keep flexing that right foot. Imagine you're pressing the sole of the foot into an imaginary wall. And press into the top of the left foot. Inhale, exhale, holding for 3, holding for 2. Press out of your hands, press out of your shoulders, no collapsing in the upper body. Inhale, exhale, draw knee to chest, engage to the core, step or carry the foot up. Bring the foot into low lunge position. So we're stacking the knee under the knee over the ankle. Hips are hip or legs are hip width apart. Imagine the two legs on opposite tracks instead of one straight line. Pull the front hip back as you push the back hip forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, coming to low lunge position. Take a look down. Make sure your front knee is not going further forward than your ankle. And then squeeze the thighs together. Inhale and exhale. Perhaps you bend the elbows slightly, widening the shoulders so they're not hunching up close to the ears. And think of finding a heart opening here. Inhale, and on your next exhale, drop the left hand back to the mat. Open toward your right side and look back toward the back of the mat. Maybe you stay here. That's perfectly fine. You're already getting a great stretch on the front of the left hip crease. Perhaps, if you want to go one step further, you reach toward that foot. And here is a great place to grab your strap and wrap it around your back foot. You're going to thread that strap around your foot and pull. Be very mindful here. Listen to your body. This is a very deep stretch, both in the front leg and the back hip crease. So be mindful. Listen to your body. And open the chest toward the right side of your mat and draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. One more breath here. Inhale, and then exhale. If you are holding that foot, release it back to the mat with control, no slingshot. Bring the hands to frame the foot and step the front foot back, coming into tabletop position. Now we'll take the same thing on the other side. Reset, find your tabletop, and then on your inhale, send the left foot back, spin the toes down, Drop that left hip so it's in line with the right. Engage the core. Think about lengthening the crown of the head forward as you press out of your back heel. Engage, engage, engage. Press out of the hands. Holding for 3, holding for 2. Maybe the body's shaking, you're alive, you're awake, embrace it. Holding for 1, inhale. Exhale, draw knee to chest, engage through the core, step or carry, pull that foot through, whatever you need to come into your low lunge position. Stack front knee over ankle. Press into the top of the back foot or have the toes curled under, your choice. And on your inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Inhale here. And exhale, drop the right palm. Look back with the left hand. Perhaps you stay here, getting a beautiful shoulder opening. Perhaps you reach toward that back foot. Maybe you take hold of it with your hand. Maybe you take hold of it with your strap. There's no right or wrong here, as long as you're listening to your body. And wherever you are, make sure you're opening those shoulders to the side, not twisting like this. Beautiful work. You have a really nice chest opening going on. I really like that. Does that feel good? You can give me a thumbs up if it does, or thumbs down if not. Cool. One more breath here. And then on your exhale, if you are holding the foot, release your strap or release your foot, lower it with control. Then come to face the front, frame your front foot with your hands, grow light on the fingertips, inhale, and exhale, step back, coming to tabletop position. Recenter yourself in your tabletop. And then on your inhale, send the right foot back. Exhale, walk the palms one palm length forward, draw knee to chest, and then place the right knee behind the right wrist. So I'm wearing this big sweatshirt. It's kind of hard to see, but my right knee is coming right behind my wrist. We're preparing for pigeon pose. So you're going to want to square the hip points to face the front of your room. And take a look back at that back foot. Make sure it's in line with the back hip. It has a tendency to move out to the side, but we really want that foot in line with the hip. And then if there's space between your pelvis, your hips, and the ground, I encourage you to grab a blanket, a towel, a block, whatever you may have, and lift the hips up. Or not lift them up, but give them support if there's space between your hips and the ground. And you can curl the back toes under and really square the hip points toward the front of the room. Inhale, grow light on the fingertips, sit up tall. And then yogi's choice, you can either fold forward, coming onto the elbows, perhaps you bring a block under the forehead. Maybe you even bring the forehead all the way down. I'm not going to do that today. Or if you want another hip stretch and quadricep stretch, you can look toward that back foot. And perhaps you reach back to it, finding a chest opening. And if you're good there, perhaps you try reaching toward that foot. We'll come to several different levels of reaching for that foot. Option 1, you can take your strap and hold that back foot. Or option 2, perhaps you hold the foot with your hand. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to stick with the strap so I can focus on bringing my pelvis down toward the ground. Make sure if you're reaching for that back foot, you're not rolling open onto your side. So we really want this front left hip point pointing down toward the ground. So if you find you're rolling open, release the foot. And then just breathe here. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, if you are holding the foot, release it with control. Bring the foot back down to the mat. Curl the back toes under, press into the hands and use that to help you lift back up into tabletop position. And sit back in a child's pose or take a down dog, whatever you need to stretch those legs out. Just take a moment to get that right leg stretched out because we had that folded up. And then when you're ready, I'll meet you back in tabletop. And on your inhale, send your left foot back this time. And on the exhale, draw the knee into the chest and then place it behind the left wrist. Front foot is at a diagonal. And use your back toes to help you lower yourself down. Again, if there's a lot of space between your pelvis and the ground, grab a block and come to sit up on it with that front hip. Take a look back at your back foot and make sure it's in line with your back hip. And then point your toes of your front foot and draw the heel in toward your groin. That's going to protect this front knee. So we want the knee pointing down, not pointing out. Again, you can curl the back toes under. Use that to help you square your hip points toward the front of the room. And yogi's choice now, either coming into a forward fold, staying upright where you are. Perhaps you're opening a little bit toward the back, getting a heart opening again, or perhaps you take that quadricep stretch, holding the back foot. Again, if you're going for the back foot hold, make sure you're not doing that at the expense of rolling open to the side. So we want to keep both hip points pointing down toward the front of the mat. And you're welcome to take whatever variation you want on this side, but I would recommend trying to match the variation you took on the other side, just to keep everything symmetrical and make sure you're working the same muscles on each side. And one more inhale here. And on your exhale, if you're holding your back foot, go ahead and release that with control. And if you're down on your floor in a fold, begin to come up on your next inhale. All right, once you're back in your traditional pigeon pose, we'll roll over onto the left hip and very carefully swing the right hip or right leg round. Move slowly here. And then take any motion you may want to take to stretch out the leg after that pigeon pose. Perhaps you send the legs out long and shake them out a little bit. Now we're going to come into a forward fold. So if you find you are prone to rounding in the back body, rounding in the spine, lift the hips up, come to sit on a block, a bolster, a blanket, just something to get the hips higher than the heels. And we're all going to come to sit on the front of the hip points. So to avoid rounding and sitting on the back of the hip points, we're going to lift the hips and sit up on the front of the pelvis. Flex the toes and pull the toes back toward the face. Inhale, sit up tall, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips instead of rounding in the spine. So we're doing this with a flat back fold. Bend the knees to start. And the hands come to rest wherever is comfortable. That can be on the thighs, on the shins, on the feet, on the floor next to you, wherever is comfortable. Feet are about hip width apart, knees bent. And then once you found your flat back forward fold, you can customize it. So if you want to straighten the knees, go ahead. If you want to bring the feet together, go ahead. Make this comfortable in your body. Make this feel right in your body. And if you're using a strap, it can be really nice to wrap that around the feet. And hold the elbows in toward the sides of the body as you use this strap to bring yourself into the fold. And again, please bend your knees or take any other adjustment you need to make this forward fold feel best for you. And we're prioritizing length in the spine over coming all the way down. So keep the spine long, hinge from the hips, find a flat back. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, begin to roll up. Come back to a comfortable seat. Plant the palms. Scoot the hips forward and come to lie down, rolling down one vertebra at a time, coming onto your back. And once you're on your back, plant the soles of the feet, lift the hip points up, lengthen the tailbone down toward your heels, and then drop the hip points back down. All right. Send the left leg out long and draw the right knee in toward the chest. Then take hold of the right knee with your left hand. Send the right arm out toward the side, and then begin to drop the right knee over to the left side, coming into a one-legged supine twist. And gaze can be wherever is comfortable. Perhaps you look to the left, perhaps you look up, perhaps you look to the right, whatever feels best. And only take this stretch so far as feels comfortable. If you want to come out of it, please do so. You can just bring the knee into the chest and hold here. Inhale. And on your exhale, engage your core and use that to bring you back to center. Bring both soles of the feet down onto the mat. Lift the hips and come back to neutral. And then same thing on the other side. Now send the right foot out long. Draw the left knee in. Left arm goes out to the side. And then drop the left knee over to the right side. You can also bend the elbow if you want to cactus the arm or have it out long. Inhale. And on your exhale, engage the core, draw navel to spine, and then use that to power you back up to center. All right. Once you've come back to neutral, draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug, and reach the hands in between the thighs, reach toward the soles of the feet, take hold of the insides of the feet, and flex the toes back toward your face. Soles of feet go to the ceiling as you open the legs, coming into happy baby. And perhaps you gently press into the feet with your hands, finding a stretch on the backs of the thighs, and keep the soles of the feet flexed. So soles of feet to the ceiling, toes back toward your face. Beautiful. Begin to release. The soles of the feet come down. Release your grip. Then drop the feet to the mat. Lengthen your tailbone toward your heels if that feels comfortable. And send the legs out long. Feet come wider than hip width apart. And let the feet relax so toes fall out to the sides. Bring the hands out to your sides. Palms face up. Draw the shoulders under the back body. Allow the jaw to relax. Allow everything to relax. And begin to release control of the breath. Release control of the mind and just be. Eyes are closed, releasing control over the body, resting into Shavasana, your final position, your final pose. Your point of no concentration, just being. Now when you're ready, begin to deepen the breath, bringing awareness back to the body, moving the fingers and the toes. Now allowing that motion to extend up the wrists, up the ankles, into the arms and the legs. Eventually taking a stretch, drawing the knees into the chest, whatever feels comfortable as you bring motion back to the entire body. Now eyes stay closed. When you're ready, roll over onto your right side. Cushion the head with the bicep. And take a deep breath in and out here. Inhale. And on your exhale, press into your top hand and use that to slowly press yourself up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Once you come to a seat, we'll draw the hands to press together at heart center, Anjali Mudra, or prayer position. And now keep your eyes closed. Dip the chin in toward your chest and keep a long spine here. Begin to rub the palms together, creating some friction between the hands. Rubbing faster, hands warming up. Faster still, hands should be getting nice and warm now. And now take the left hand, place it over your heart, put the right hand on top, palm presses into back of left hand and hold here. Feel the vibration, the energy you've created between your hands, this life force prana, as it seeps into your chest, your heart space. And feel the beating of your heart, your life center under your hands. Now together we take a final deep breath in. Inhale. And exhale. Namaste. When you're ready, begin to blink the eyes open slowly, taking in the mat or the floor beneath you. When you're ready, lifting your gaze to the room around you. I send you all my love and light. Namaste.